And then I'm gonna play one of my favorite cards, and I'm gonna see which one of you guys is brave. 4 black mana to take an additional turn. However, starting in turn order, whoever can decide to pay half their life total to counter this spell. My deck doesn't normally come out of the gates this quickly, but when it does, it's really tough to deal with.
Let this be a lesson. Anytime anyone's like, it's a wonky deck, it's just got silly spells, they're gonna break your arm off and beat you to death with it.
With most decks, I don't like to kick the player that's down, but unfortunately with Magar, that's just not an option.
Hi everybody, my name's Dylan, and today I'm playing Aminatou Veil Piercer. Aminatu's trying to miracle things out, and I'm trying to play on other people's turns more so than my own. Get out some sneaky enchantment removals, get out some really big creatures that let me cast things for free. Fingers crossed.
And I'm Mask here in person just for now. And today I'm playing Arrestor of the Council. It's 1/2 elf deck, 1/2 vote deck. So hopefully we get everybody involved in a little bit of politics, a little bit more than usual for Commander.
Hello everybody, I'm MTG Nerd Girl. I'm the creator of Top Deck Studios, a Magic the Gathering esports team, as well as the Commander show, Decked Out. I'm a full-time content creator on my own, and today I'm going to be playing Magar of the Magic Strings. The whole point of my deck is to play a bunch of instants and sorceries that are typically awful in Commander, but they become a lot less awful and a lot more fun if you can cast them every single turn for free.
Today, I will be playing Dogmeat Best Boy, aka Dogmeat Everoil, a green, red, and white deck with a ton of colorless thrown in the form of artifacts and equipment to quickly beef up unassuming creatures and stat counters and condition modifiers to then slap people in the face.
I will draw for turn, and I'm going to go ahead and just start with a Dragon Skull Summit and pass.
Ooh. Beautiful. I will also draw for turn. I will start with a Jungle Shrine that enters tapped, and I will pass.
All right, Dylan, there's a theme going on. Don't mess it up now.
I will play a Contaminated Landscape, and I will crack and sack, and I'll go find a land and I'll pass.
Well, I will
Great.
draw,
Biffed it immediately.
Yeah.
and I will attempt to restore the energy of the theme with a Thornwood Falls entering tapped. I'll gain a life up to 41, and I will pass.
All right, I'm gonna pay a life because I'm gonna crack this Scalding Tarn. Ooh. And I'm just gonna get a simple mount. Well, no, I'm gonna get crazy actually. I'm gonna get this shock land. And I'm gonna shock it in like the true 60 card player that I am.
As long as you don't suddenly have a second copy like a true 60 card player, I think.
You know, that did happen one time in this deck on accident, because for Decked Out we record, we'll make 20 decks for a recording session. And then so we're constantly like ravaging our own decks.
Oh yeah. And
then like the empty sleeves, I then go to like try to figure out what the heck I took out and put back in. And so I usually take an Entomb out of this deck because we don't own very many. And apparently we had a second one floating around, so I just like threw it Entomb back in here, assuming it was one of the ones I took. Drew 2 in a game, real awkward.
Alrighty, I will draw. Beautiful.
Wait.
We don't need that.
Wait.
Oh, you didn't go yet.
Assumptions.
I got to do Simple Mind Stone, and then you can pass.
There we go.
Oh, beautiful. I'm gonna slide that to the bottom, which sucks because I'm not gonna get that this game because I have nothing to check my run my deck, and that was Swift Boots, but it's okay. It's okay. We survive. I'll drop a Plains. I'll tap both into Arcane Signet. I'll pass.
We're not off to a fast start, but it's a start. So I'll just I'll a little late. I'll play a Prairie Stream tapped, and I'll pass.
All right. I will untap, upkeep, and draw. And I will play a Command Tower.
Ooh.
But I will just pass from there.
Oh, Nerd Girl, are you muted by chance?
Oops, sorry about that. I'm gonna tap 4 and play a Stormkiln Artist.
Ooh. So, Stormkiln Artist, I hadn't put this together. I know Stormkiln Artist to be a powerhouse in really any spell slinging deck. Not only because it gives treasures, but it just becomes a beater. It just is threatening.
Yeah, it definitely has a very special home in a deck like Magar, where it's giving the treasures for the repeated free spell cast, but you're also an aggro deck.
Okay.
Do you guys read cards?
Yeah, we do typically, because it's like supposed to be a new player friendly show.
Every time I cast an instant or sorcery, he's gonna make me some treasures, and he'll also get a little extra attack power. Then I'll pass.
Nice. Yeah.
He sounds
Beautiful. I will untap, upkeep, draw. Ooh, okay, cool. Let's see. Let's go ahead. We're gonna play a Sungrass Prairie. We're gonna tap Jungle Shrine for a green, Plains for an it doesn't matter. We're gonna drop an Innkeeper's Talent.
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna tap Sungrass and bring that up to level 1, and then I'll pass. I should have prepped for this episode better. I should have read the deck more. I a little bit of nerves involved. Wanted to go with Amanatu, like I was saying before, like last time we played, but unfortunately that game, in any sense of me knowing what the hell I'm doing on camera, unfortunately we're sadly lost to the 8th layer of the 9 hells, where all external hard drives go to die, apparently.
Nice.
Or level 2 rather, sorry.
What are the levels on that one again?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So on entry, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Up to level 2, permanents you control with counters on them have Ward 1, which counts for Innkeeper's Talent as well. And then level 3, if we ever get there, is if you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player.
Maybe enchantment removal's not coming my way. I will draw for turn. I'll play a Plains. And while I respect and appreciate your need to have us do our civic duty in this episode, Mask, I'm
concerned already.
We'll play some propaganda. And,
Hey, there it is.
creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control that's attacking you. So.
All right, well, I'm going to respond to that with a little council's deliberation. I'm just going to draw a card.
So I get propaganda down, which is, in a perfect world, exactly what I would want to do. I feel good. I'm getting people at arm's length until I can really get the board state going. But what I inadvertently didn't realize is this is going to just push other people to beat up my opponents that I might need later.
Yeah, the problem with propaganda is it's just for you.
Oh, okay. I'm going to think on this a little bit.
We have to deliberate about this propaganda.
Okay,
but
pass.
then whenever I scry, if I control an island, I can exile Council's Deliberation from my graveyard to draw an additional card.
Nice. Very good.
I will play an island. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
No.
Then I will tap 3 to really fight against the propaganda with a Model of Unity. Whenever players finish voting, me and each opponent who voted for a choice I voted for get to scry 2. Other than that, it is a rock that taps for 1 mana of any color.
Model of Unity is a weird mana rock, I'm not going to deny it, but it really benefits with all the voting.
Yeah.
And in a deck that wants to be voting as much as possible, getting the extra scry every time, it helps accelerate from one voting piece to another.
Yeah, I'm going to immediately tap it for a green, and I will play Elven Farsight. I can get to scry 3, and then I may reveal the top card of my library. If it is a creature card, I draw a card. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to put that card to the bottom and these 2 cards on top. I will then reveal the top card of my library, which is a Farhaven Elf. So I will draw the Farhaven Elf, and then I will exile the Council's Deliberation since I control an island to also draw the other card I scried to the top, but secretly this time. And then I will pass.
So many game actions.
That is a lot of game actions.
I gotta get them in somewhere.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and go to combat, and Stormkiln is going to come in to story.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat all of that. It is a 3/3, I believe, right?
Yes, he gets +1 for the Mind Stone. 3/2.
Yeah, cool. So 3/2. Cool. Yeah, so I will eat that. I will go down to a 37, and I will sob.
All right. I will allow the sobbing to go on the stack. I'll pay 1 for the spectacle cost on Light Up the Stage. This is going to allow me to exile the top 2 cards, and until the end of my next turn, I can cast those.
Wow.
They will go over here to the side.
Oh, the prettiest swamp I've ever seen.
That will give me a treasure for the Stormkiln. I'm going to go ahead and play a land for turn off of the Light Up the Stage. And then I'm going to play one of my favorite cards, and I'm going to see which one of you guys is brave. I'm going to pay 4, including sacking my treasure, to play Temporal Extortion. 4 black mana to take an additional turn. However, starting in turn order, Story or whoever can decide to pay half their life total to counter this spell.
Personally, I'm a huge fan of Temporal Extortion. At its heart, it's like 3 or 4 mana for make opponent lose 20 life. Like that should be where Temporal Extortion goes. But we did in fact let the extra turn happen.
I would just like to say I love this card.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Let's not do that.
On the cast, I'll get a treasure token as well, just to be safe. So would anybody like to counter this? Story?
No,
Dylan?
absolutely not. No.
Hold on. I got my thinkies going here. Hold on. It's. I mean, you wouldn't play it unless it was a valuable thing that you wanted to do.
I just love this card.
Yeah, it's early enough. I don't know how much damage you could do with an extra turn. I'll regret that, but I'll pass on it. I'm not moving.
How about you, Mask?
I would love to see what happens here, so please have your extra turn.
Yeah.
I would also love to see what happens. All right, so I will have 1 extra turn. Let's go ahead and I'll pay 2 plus sack my treasure to play a Swiftfoot Booties. All right, I think that's going to be the end of the turn. So I'll go ahead and just move to my next turn.
I miss my last turn so much. It's been so long.
All right, I will draw for the turn. It didn't pan out like I wanted. I'm sad about it.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and start with 1 for a Faithless Looting. I'm going to draw 2 and discard 2. It will net me 1 treasure off the Stormkiln. I'm going to go ahead and play a Swamp for turn. I will pay 3 to play my commander. Let's go ahead and get Magar out.
Nice.
We'll mix it up. Mask, I'm going to come in with Stormkiln Artist for 4 damage.
Yeah, fair enough. I will take 4, go down to 37.
All right, here's the cool part of my deck. We're going to pay 3, including sacking my treasure, and I'm going to reanimate the Temporal Extortion. And this is why I was sad, because I'm 1 mana away from equipping it with the Swiftfoot Booties to attack and get an extra turn that you guys cannot counter because it's not played.
Yeah.
My deck doesn't normally come out of the gates this quickly, but when it does, it's really tough to deal with. If my opponents don't find some single target removal soon, they're gonna die real quick. And then going infinite and killing you all. But I will go ahead and pass the turn to Story.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah. Love this.
Okay, so-
Love this.
Foot to the floor, but like aimed that way.
It's a fun, silly deck full of weird, wonky cards, but I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, that.
Let this be a lesson. Anytime anyone's like, it's a wonky deck, it's just got silly spells, they're gonna break your arm off and beat you to death with it. It's not.
It could be silly and wonky, but it will also break your arm.
It's silly and wonky for one person. Yeah. But I respect the day. It wasn't.
It was
not
a fun deck.
fun, yeah.
It was a fun deck. It was just a painful deck.
Yeah, I'm just Magar's kill on sight now.
That's
Alrighty. So here's what we'll do. Now that my existential breakdown is passed, we'll play a Forest for turn. We will tap 2. We'll tap that Forest. We'll tap Sungrass for white. Actually, that won't work. We'll tap Sungrass for white. We'll Pure Steel Paladin, and then we will tap 1. We'll Bloodforge Battle Axe. Pure Steel Paladin, 2/2. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. And then Metalcraft, equipment you control has equip 0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. I do not currently control 3 or more artifacts. Also, that procs Innkeeper's Talent. Pure Steel Paladin comes in with a 1/1. No, it's at the beginning of my turn. That's not
Gets
now.
a 1/1 at your combat.
Yeah.
yeah.
Also has a ward 1, and you know what? We'll draw and we will pass. I'm not going to equip right now. Yeah, we'll move to combat. That'll flip to a 1, and then I'll pass.
Nice. Okay. Oof. I'm rightfully nervous here. Okay. I'll play a command tower and then just low and slow over here. Just gonna play on the Natu. It's fine. This is my game action, everybody. So at the beginning of your upkeep, Surveil 2, and then each enchantment card in your hand has Miracle. Its Miracle cost is equal to its mana cost reduced by 4. That's it for me. Take it away, Mask.
Okay, let's find some blockers. We're going to start by tapping 1 for an Arbor Elf. It is a 1/1 that can tap to untap target forest. Notably, I don't have any. Then I'm going to play a Tranquil Thicket as my land for turn. It enters tapped. And last but hopefully not least, I will tap 3, and I will play the Farhaven Elf that you all knew about. So I will go find a forest that will enter the battlefield tapped. But while I do that, I will go ahead and pass my turn.
Everybody's tapped out, huh?
Yep. Have fun.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just reanimate. Let's get some card draw. I'll spend 3, and I'm gonna reanimate the Light Up the Stage. It's now a 3/3 creature. I'm going to attempt to equip the Swiftfoot Booties if no one has any responses. Oops, you're untapped.
Yeah. No free counter spells here or I get counter equip abilities.
All right, I would really like to proc some of these. So Magar and the Stormkiln Artist are going to come over to Mask, and then I'll have the Temporal Extortion and the Light Up the Stage come over to Story.
Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna eat all of that. I'm gonna eat all of that. That's what, a 3/3 and a...
Notably, if you let the Temporal Extortion hit you, Nerd Girl gets to cast it again.
That's true. I thought it was if it blocks.
No.
And you have a 3/3, right?
I do have a 3/3.
So you can trade with the Extortion.
I know,
Trade.
but I don't know if I want to.
I want you to. Does that matter?
I would love for you to.
You could just,
it matters.
instead you could just counter it by paying life or make someone else do it.
Yeah,
but I
Alex,
don't
you
wanna
have
do
to
that.
you have to block it with your 3/3 or pay 20 life. That's your choice, buddy.
Yeah,
But
no,
you don't have
I'll
to.
block with
Dylan can
3/3.
do it.
No, I
No,
don't know
it's
who
okay.
that is.
I'm the guest. I will block with Pure Steel Paladin and it will die.
It's fine. This is fine, right? Like, surely this isn't going to turn into a repeating pattern, right? Right?
Well, I will respond before damage, but
Pump spell.
I am notably just going to get hit, I think, for 6 right now, is where the totals stand. 3 from Magar, 3 from Stormkiln.
4 for Stormkill. I have 2 artifacts.
Cool. I will notably be attempting to get hit for 7 and hopefully not more.
No more, but I will go ahead and just cast Terminate on the blocker so that way I don't lose my Extortion. All right, I definitely should have removed the blocker before blocks, but I kind of forgot about the +1/+1 counters and I didn't think they were going to block,
Cool.
which will net me a treasure. I should have just done that beforehand.
That'll also boost Stormkiln, so I'll actually take a total of 8 down to 29.
Sorry, I did lie.
Can't
I will,
believe-
however, get to do 3 damage to Story as well, and I will go ahead and put a copy of Light Up the Stage onto the stack. It is a cast, so I'll get an additional treasure. I will exile these spells. My land for turn is going to be a Temple of Malice. I will scry, put it on the bottom. And I will just use my 2 treasures to cast some Swiftfoot Boots. Or I'm sorry, some Lightning Greaves.
Getting all the boots up in here.
I'm going to attempt to put it onto the Temporal Extortion.
Fortunately, I still have no responses for that.
Then I'll pass the turn.
Okay, so the choices here for Aleks are to block with his only creature or to give an extra turn. Nerd Girl got extraordinarily lucky with getting this card out, casting it, and reanimating it all early.
There is some degree to where we should have seen this coming. There are a lot of blue decks out there that love to just recycle extra turns. So I think we kind of maybe got caught by, this isn't a blue deck. It's gonna do the extra turn with sure. Have your extra turn.
Cool.
Sadness.
I will untap, upkeep, draw. So screwed. No draws. Cool. I'll drop a mountain, and then yeah, I mean, we got to get something out. We'll tap 1.
You have a commander?
2, 3, 4. I don't want to bring out my commander yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm worried. I'm worried about the upcast cost that will appreciate very quickly. It seems like in this game. I'll bring out Preston Garvey, Minuteman. He is a 4/4. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a green aura enchantment token. Green aura enchantment token named Settlement attached to up to 1 target land you control. It has enchanted land. Enchanted land has tap, add 1 mana of any color. And then whenever he attacks, untap each enchanted permanent you control. We'll move to combat phase. Preston Garvey's going to get a 1/1, so he goes up to a 5/5. I'll create my enchanted token that I'll draw here in a minute, and just calling it out in advance, I'll be attaching it to Sungrass Prairie, and I'll pass.
Tough choices. Hold on. Mask, do you have anything to do with the board state over there?
I do not currently have a way to deal with the spell creatures. I do have a way to delay them for a while.
Okay.
But it by no stretch stops them.
Yeah, that's fair. Does it delay it for everybody?
Potentially.
That's a little flimsy. That's a little rough.
Look, it delays it for everybody so long as Nerd Girl doesn't just have a lot more removal.
It seems like the deck for removal. Yeah, okay.
The deck is full of what is classically bad removal, like 1-for-1s, because the idea is that they become pretty good if you do it every turn.
Very true.
Let me double check. Okay, I will surveil away the funeral room / awakening hall. I will notably draw for turn. I will tap 1 to play tap 2 for a Shark Typhoon. It is reduced. So Shark Typhoon says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying where X is that spell's mana value. I'm just gonna pass. I have plans, but they're slow plans.
Okay. Well, here I go, untapping, upkeeping, and drawing. I'm going to start with a Rejuvenating Springs. Since I have 2 or more opponents, it will enter untapped, unless anyone wants to concede real quick. I tried.
Wouldn't you still have 2 opponents?
If 2 of you concede
Aleks?
real quick.
Aleks? Huh? We could both.
We could both concede? Yeah, sounds great. I'm down. If you do it first, I will definitely follow.
I'm going to attempt just a little bit to put up a defensive situation. I will tap the forest for a green, tap the Arbor Elf to untap the forest, tap the forest for yet another green, tap the island, and I will play Arwen, Weaver of Hope.
Oh, yeah.
Arwen is a 2/1 that says each other creature I control enters the battlefield with a number of additional +1/+1 counters on it equal to Arwen's toughness. And then, Alex, I have to ask, if I give you a bunch of creatures, am I going to regret it?
I mean, that depends. Are you going to make yourself a target immediately after?
No,
The better question is who's the best target right now, and I got an answer for you.
Well, listen, we all know what the answer to that is.
Cool. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just going to cast Sylvan Offering, where X equals 4. Sylvan Offering says choose an opponent. You and that player each create an XX green tree folk creature token. Then it also says choose an opponent. You and that player each create X 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens. Notably, I don't want to give Alex one big thing in the equipment deck.
I got you.
So I'm going to give Alex 4 1/1 elf warrior creature tokens, as well as myself, and Dylan 1 4/4 tree folk.
This is my time to shine. I gladly accept.
Incredible. I love this for us in the attempt to survive the spell onslaught. Notably,
Oh man.
the sequencing here was, of course, very on purpose, and all of mine will actually come in with a +1/+1 counter.
Sylvan Offering is hopefully the perfect card for a situation like this. It gives me a bunch of blockers. It gives my opponents, who are kind of my teammates right now, a bunch of blockers.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, it's going to delay having to worry about that extra turn spell again.
So that's a 4/4 with a +1/+1 counter. And then I'm just gonna, these elves all have +1/+1 counters. It seems a little ridiculous to do individual counters for 4 identical elves. But if
There's my elf. I play D&D for a living. Yes.
There you go. You get 4 of those guys.
There's a 4.
There sure is. That's my big trick to slow down extra turns on a body. I pass.
I mean, that did slow me down a bit.
That sounded facetious. I'm not gonna lie to you.
At the very least, it protects me from the extra turns on a body for a little bit.
Yeah. That's fair.
That slows me down as the untap step takes a full minute.
It does slow me down a little bit. All right, land for turn. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna pay 2 and I'm gonna cast a Sentinel Tower. I'm sorry, 4 and cast a Sentinel Tower. And then I will pay 2 more and I'm gonna cast a Lava Coil. Lava Coil will deal 4 damage, and if a creature would die this turn, you exile it instead, which will trigger my Sentinel. Every instant and sorcery I cast deals 1 damage for the first one, 2 damage for the second, and so on. So it's sort of like Storm. So I'm gonna have the Lava Coil and the Sentinel Tower both take out your 5/5 story. If I'm not mistaken, that's a 5/5.
Sentinel Tower seems unassuming. I mean, 1 damage, and then 2 damage, and then 3 damage. But if enough things get reanimated, and they eventually get through on someone, they all get cast for free. And that's not even talking about the things that Nerd Girl will tap mana to cast.
Yeah, and I have a lot of elves, and historically elves aren't good at taking 1 damage or 2 damage or 3 damage.
Okay, so it happened again. But surely not a third time. Surely not a third time. Right?
It does have ward currently.
Oh, how much is the ward?
Just 1 from the talent, right?
Oh, I'm
Alex?
sorry. I've been muted this whole time. It does have Ward 1.
That does ruin my reindeer games a little bit. Yeah, I have to target it twice, so I will go ahead and just pay 2 for the ward.
Cool.
I will get a treasure from the cast. Oh man, I'm real sad now.
Maybe not as sad as the person with 0 credits on board.
I'm
Oh, sorry,
loving
the
it.
elves. You have 4 elves.
I was like,
So I apologize. Hold on, I was feeling too bad for you.
I've got to chew through somewhere. So let's go ahead and I'm sorry, Story. You are currently the weakest link. So
I am indeed the weakest link.
I'm gonna hold on to the Temporal. I'm just gonna come in with the Light Up the Stage, the Stormkin, Kiln, and the Magar.
Yeah, I'll block 3 and I'll have 1 really unattractive elf left.
If you wanted, you could double block the Stormkin he's got 2 butt.
Nah, I'm good. I'll let you do that. I need something on this fucking board.
Okay. So none of my spells got through, so none of them will trigger, and I will pass the turn.
Okay. This is still terrible, but it's not as bad. Cool. We'll lead off. We'll tap 2. We'll drop a Mr. Gutsy. Mr. Gutsy is a 1/1 artifact robot soldier. Whenever you cast an aura or equipment spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Mr. Gutsy. When Mr. Gutsy dies, create X junk tokens, where X is the number of 1/1 counters on it. So, that being said, we have nothing to equip this turn unless I throw on that Bloodforged Battle Axe, which I'm not going to. So I'm going to tap this. I'm going to tap this for doesn't matter. I'm going to tap this for doesn't matter. I'll tap the plains, and I'm going to play Caduceus, Staff of Hermes. It is an artifact equipment. Equipped creature has a lifelink. As long as you have 30 or more life, equipped creature gets a +5/+5 and has indestructible. And yeah, that's it. I will move to combat. Innkeeper's Talent procs. I get a +1. We'll put that on Mr. Gutsy. He'll get an additional +1 for the equipment coming in. So he's currently a 3/3, and I will pass.
Okay, now we can synergize. We can get some lifelink going. Maybe start inching our way in and out of this turn on turn blocker murder that I'm dealing with. Potentially all up from here.
What's Mask? You're smarter than me.
We'll see about that.
Obviously, the commander could be a recast. One of the most annoying spell can't be touched.
Yeah, both of the spells are currently protected.
Yeah.
If the only removal you have is for a creature, it might be worth just hitting the Stormkiln Artist to slow down the mana production.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I have non-land permanent removal, which makes me think Greaves, but then that's not immediately helpful.
If it's instant speed, you could also hold on to it and see if I can find artifact removal.
Temporal Extortion is just a 3/3. Is that accurate?
Sorry, what was the question?
Temporal Extortion. The copy's a 3/3, or
It is.
A 3. Okay.
All the spells are 3/3s.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I will.
Look, massacre me.
No. I will simply draw no shenanigans here with regards to getting a miracle. I'm going to tap notably black and 3 to play a Defiled Crypt. We're going to lock up one of these doors here. That is actually the wrong. Oh, same cost, wrong one. Well, you guys know what's in my hand. Cramped Vents, there we go. Same cost. I was like, these look the same. So when you unlock this door, this room deals 6 damage to target creature and opponent controls. You gain life equal to the excess damage this way. I'm gonna hit the commander.
Okay, so Cramped Vents. I like rooms. Rooms are good. Cramped Vents comes out, 6 damage to a target, and it's Stormkiln Artist or Magar.
Both good targets.
If I don't take out Stormkiln, it gets bigger, conceivably, and makes more treasure, 4 more cantrips. But I choose Magar. I'm still thinking about that choice to this day. I don't know if it was the right.
I think Magar's a good choice there because we've seen Nerd Girl is kind of doing her best to flood the board with her spells.
Yeah.
And even just having to spend 5 mana to recast Magar really limits the number of spells that she can reanimate next turn. And without a haste enabler, that's like 2 turns off from new spells.
Yeah.
If we could deal with the spells that were on board.
Magar?
Yes.
All right.
I will gain 3. I will create a Shock who flies. I'd like to save this, but I think I need to play it. So I'm going to play a Bajuka Bog. I will target Nerd Girl's graveyard.
All right.
Just
Out
to
goes
maybe
Lava
limit.
Coil, Faithless Looting.
Yeah, okay. That limits. I really wanted to get rid of the Extortion first and then bog it, but at this particular juncture, I think.
You don't have to. When a creature that he has reanimated dies, it exiles itself.
Ah, nice.
Whoa.
Okay, great.
So it has a little built-in protection for you guys that you don't have to deal with it over and over again.
Incredible.
My stars. I will send a Deku tree Nerd Girl's way. It's a 4/4. Correct, Mask? It's a 4/4. That's what I got out of it.
Correct. You have a 4/4.
Cool.
I have no blocks.
I mean, you
got
could.
no block, you know what I mean? All right, going to 33, and then I think I will hold on to everything else and pass.
Great. We'll untap, upkeep, and draw. I will start with combat. And I will send... Actually, will I even send anything? I feel like the more blockers I have, the safer I am. What a strange concept. They're 2/2s, so 3/3s could eat one.
Is this a let him have it moment?
I don't know that it is.
We're not quite to that juncture yet, but
I think we just sort of need to we're gonna chill for a moment. I'm gonna move to second main phase. I'm gonna tap 2 and I'm just gonna rampant growth and go find probably another forest.
seems likely.
And then I will pass.
All right.
What atrocities does Nerd Girl have in store?
Hopefully something fun.
fun seems more and more subjective every second.
I'll start 4 for a Siphon Mind. Each player discards a card, and I will get to draw a card. I will also make a second treasure.
I don't love getting rid of inventory management when it's the only card in my hand, but I guess I'll do it.
Respond if nobody else has a response. I'm just gonna opt. So I will scry 1 and draw a card. I'm gonna opt that to the bottom.
Actually, I want to respond to your opt.
Oh yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna brainstorm.
Okay, cool. We're all picking what card we want in our hand to throw away. Okay, well
I will.
that
I will
didn't
also
work out
respond
for
to
me.
Jazz Hands because my hands are empty.
Oh.
I think I'm going to.
I will pitch a. Oh, hold on. I have to let brainstorm myself. I have to put
Yeah,
stuff
you should
back. Yeah.
finish your brainstorm.
Yeah, I'm all kinds of jumbled.
I mean, drawing 3 just sounds pretty good, right?
You'd think.
Pay 1, draw 3. Call it a day.
So Siphon Mind is a really good card. And Opt or Brainstorm, great ways to pick what cards you're about to discard.
Yeah.
I scry a land to the bottom because I want action here, but I have another okay card in hand. If I had drawn the land, I could have discarded that and kept the other card that I draw.
Overthought it a little bit.
Overthought it a lot of it, and then I discarded Graveyard Hate to Siphon Mind.
Put these, and then I will pitch a Nightmare Shepherd to resolve that.
I'm gonna make a quietly questionable play, and I'm going to ditch a learn from the past.
So I will draw 2 cards, it sounds like.
3.
Yes. No.
Everybody
story...
discarded 1. Yeah.
Everybody
Alex
discarded,
had 1 card to discard.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
I had one card to
okay,
discard,
okay.
and it was inventory management.
That's right.
Sorry, I don't mean to pick on you, Story, but I got to get my creatures in. How big is your creature with tokens?
3/3.
It's a 3/3. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will deal the 1. Oh, it does have ward too, huh?
And also, yeah, they both have ward. The token also has ward.
Is it the I thought it was creatures with counters on them, or is it just all your creatures?
Yeah, it's creatures with counters.
No, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's creatures with tokens. This is the only one with a ward on it.
Okay. Then I'll deal the 1 damage from the Sentinel Tower from the spell to your token.
Goodbye.
Thankfully, I found Sentinel Tower when I did. There are so many little 1/1 blockers that would have stopped me from getting any combat damage through. So thankfully, Sentinel Tower can take those out if I cast a bunch of spells pre-combat, which allows me to re-trigger my creature spells and remove even more blockers. I will pay 3. Including the ward to deal to cast a braid and deal 3 damage to your blocker. So I'll go up to 3 treasure counters.
Cool.
And then I will use the 2 damage from the Sentinel Tower to hit Arwen.
Yeah. Arwen will go to the grave.
I will pay 3 to we'll just redo the Siphon Mind.
Magar is not on the battlefield.
Oh, you're right. Magar got dead. I forgot Magar got dead.
Took a relevant action. I helped.
You did. I did forget about that. Okay. Then I will go ahead and just go to combat, and we're gonna swing my 3 creatures over at Story.
That's
3,
3/3, 3/3.
and an
6
8,
total?
2.
Yeah.
14
So-
total.
Yeah.
14 total.
We have 4, 5, 6, 7 artifacts. So
Yep.
he is sorry,
And I will-
and 9. So yeah,
And I will eat it all, bringing me to 20.
15 total.
To 19.
15 total. To 19.
Jeez, oh Pete's.
But that means Temporal Extortion is pretty cheap for you. I will go ahead and choose to put both of these on the stack. So I will get to exile 2 for the light up the stage. That's going to be a Face Breaker and a Thermo Alchemist, and I will put a copy of Temporal Extortion onto the stack. And starting with you, Story, would you like to pay half of your life total?
You know what? No, I'm gonna do it.
No.
I'll eat it. That's fine. No, that's fine. I'll eat it.
I can eat it.
No, that's
I
fine,
have
I'll eat it.
43.
I understand.
I'll go down to.
You also have blockers. I have nothing.
Well, yeah, I just think you being out of the game doesn't help us.
I'm not going to be out of the game yet.
You have to pay. Well, he's dangerously close.
It would be half, so
closer. Hey, look, I trust your judgment. I think I could take a much bigger hit. The mask. I don't know if you.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll ping to 10. Is it rounded down or rounded up?
It is
Rounded up.
Woo! Aleks, that's the W you needed.
Yeah, see, that's the W I needed.
No. Your pay rounded
Yeah, it's
up.
an extra.
So it's down to 9.
Down to 9.
Okay, just
It
kidding.
means if you're at 1, you would kill yourself, unfortunately.
But you would counter the spell.
You know what?
I would counter
If
it.
there's a way to go out, that's certainly it.
Okay, so that is taken care of, and the light up the stage triggered. I do have 2 Sentinel Tower triggers, one for 3 damage and one for 4 damage. The 3 damage one, let's go ahead and kill.
Aminatu's a 2/4. Just to volunteer that. My flying shark is also a 4/4.
Yeah, Dylan's full of 4/4s. I have a 5/5, and everything else on my board is killable to 3 damage.
Let's go ahead and do the Arbor Elf for 3 damage, and then Aminatu for 4 damage.
I don't think it will be relevant, but I will tap the Arbor Elf in response to untap a forest, and then it will find its way to the grave.
What do you mean it's not relevant? It seemed totally very important.
I will pay 1 treasure plus 1 to put out the Thermo Alchemist, which will ping people for spells. That's it. I will pass the turn.
Cool. Untap. You draw my only card.
I believe in you.
I believe in me too. Okay, we'll chain this. We'll tap a green. We'll play an Abundant Growth. Enchant Land. When Abundant Growth enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchant Land has add 1 mana of any color. We'll attach that to this gorgeous little mountain here. I will draw. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Cool. We'll tap Arcane Signet for a green. We'll tap that. We'll tap a Plains. We'll bring out a Mana Gorger Hydra. Yeah, too little, too late, but it's okay. It's here. It's here, and it can do things. I will tap my mountain for a color that doesn't matter because it's colorless, and I will tap Sungrass Prairie from the Enchanted Land, so I don't have to pay to cycle it, and we'll attach Battleforged Axe to Mana Gorger Hydra, so it goes up to a 3/1. We'll move to combat. Innkeeper's Talent will proc. It will go up to a 4/2. And that's it. I'll pass.
Yeah, okay. Couldn't get worse, right?
Well, hold on.
Blood Farm Verge. Add plains or add blue, but only if I control plains or an island. Okay, so I'm gonna tap 4, 5, 6, and 7. I will unlock this room, the Access Maze. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a spell from your hand by paying life equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. I will take 3. I'm going to play a Grasp of Fate. When Grasp of Fate enters the battlefield, for each opponent, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls until Grasp of Fate leaves the battlefield. I would like to exile the Stormkill Artist, one of your elves, because that seems to hurt you the least, Mask.
Okay.
And
Technically, hitting Farhaven Elf would hurt me the least, but
It's exiled, right?
Yeah. And then Aleks, I'll let you pick. What's the thing that you care about the least right now? Non-land.
Oh, the thing I care about the least? 10 out of 10 going to be Arcane Signet at this point.
Great. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Running an Enchantress deck means most of my removal is enchantment related. Grasp of Fate is, I think, the best version of this because it hits everyone, except everyone's not my problem right now. The other thing, I mean, it's non-land permanence, which is great. I mean, we talked earlier about Magar or Stormkiln. We hit Stormkiln, but this goes back to Sentinel Tower. If I could have hit both.
Yeah.
In a perfect world.
Super cool.
Cool. I'll gladly exile Arcane Signet.
Okay. Casting that does create me a new shark. He's a lovely 3/3 boy. His name's Bruce. What I've got in my engine. I have propaganda up. I will send a 4/4 tree folk and a 4/4 shark to Nerd Girl. The shark is a flyer.
Okay.
That
so
was one cast on your turn, right?
Just one cast. Yep.
8
Cool.
damage,
Yeah, so
right?
mana quarter goes up to
Yes, 8 total.
5.
Got it. This is the part where it gets really interesting because I feel like my deck, if one player is like really, really open, then everybody pays the costs. So at a certain point, like a
When
lot
do
of times
we
people
kill off Aleks to
Exactly.
close the gap?
So if you kill off Aleks, but both, and then you both have blockers, then I'm still like, you know, stuck essentially. So it's kind of fun politics.
Well, Mask, speaking of politics, you go do your
Yeah,
thing.
you know, let's see what happens. Let's
I also
could-
love this deck playing behind too, because if one person is going really hard, then I can like reanimate like a removal spell, and then like Mask can let me hit for 3 just to like kill something from Dylan or
That's
something.
fair. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's a really fun deck.
It's a weird one.
Well, I drew a tap land, so I'll play a woodland stream, and that won't do much for me.
I've
But
never
I
been
feel
more
like
disappointed.
we just kind of have to go for seeing what happens, you know? I'll tap 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not super exciting, but I will Genesis Wave X5.
Let's go. Okay.
So I will just reveal the top 5 cards of my library. I can put any number of permanent cards with mana value 5 or less from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest into my graveyard.
Okay.
So we've got a Grey Havens, a Swan Song,
Not going great.
an Island, Gala Dream Ambush, and an Island. Cool. So I get
Land.
3 lands off of that, and Swan
Oh,
Song
no.
and Ambush go to the grave.
I think I just now developed an ulcer. I think it just happened.
8 mana into Genesis Wave. It's great. You put 5 in the X, you get 5 permanents, 5 mana value or less on each. That's most of the cards in my deck. I cut most of the high-end stuff out. So why am I only finding lands?
When Grey Havens enters, I will scry 1.
Nice.
That'll go to the bottom.
Was it a land?
It was a land.
Oh no.
Grey Havens taps for colorless or 1 mana among any legendary creature in my graveyard. Notably, Arwen was ceremoniously killed off earlier, which means it can tap for a green. So we're just gonna keep up with these defenses, and I will tap 3, and we'll bring on out my commander, a Restorer of the Council. Arrestor is a 2/4, and whenever players finish voting, each opponent who voted for a choice I voted for creates a treasure token, and then I scry X, where X is the number of opponents who voted for a choice I didn't vote for, and then I draw a card. It's not technically election interference. And then I think your only blocker is a 0/3, so I think I'm going to send 3 2/2s your way, Nerd Girl. You know?
Mad lad. That's not.
That's what I got.
It doesn't
fairness, I
bode well
didn't-
for us.
In fairness, I didn't see that you were tapped out. I probably would have blocked one, but I was not paying enough attention.
That's you know what, fair.
Well, that'll be to you.
So the blocker over there is a 4/2 with nothing else going on except for the ward 1.
It is currently at a
Did you get
6/4.
I was gonna say, did you get the 2 off of my casts?
I did. Yeah, it is currently a 6/4 with ward 1.
Plays a spell to destroy your blocker.
If I had a removal spell, I would have already snapped that off for sure.
Yeah.
I'll play a land for turn. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the removal spell. So I'm just going to go ahead and recast my commander. Magar shall return for an extra 2. I'll pay 3 to reanimate the Siphon Mind. Let's go ahead and equip the Lightning Greaves over to the Siphon Mind. Probably should have done something else, but this is fun still. Cards in hand, everybody.
So it's not looking good for us, folks.
All right, I will just go ahead and I'm gonna die is what's gonna happen, but that, you know, it's fun. All right, we're gonna pay 3. And I'm gonna cast Howl the Horde pre-combat. It's a sorcery. It's going to double the next card that I cast. That's an instant or sorcery. I'm going to respond to my own spell because I held full control and deal 1 damage to everybody with the Thermo Alchemist.
Yay.
And
Down
the
to
Sentinel
8.
Tower will deal 1 damage. We're going to have that go onto the untapped shark.
Ugh, disgusting. Okay, I will, I guess, mark it with a different dice and trust myself to remember.
And then, yeah, we're going to send all of my 3 spells over to Story.
Cool.
With most decks, I don't like to kick the player that's down. I try to spread the love a little bit. But unfortunately with Magar, that's just not an option. My entire deck functions on getting combat damage through to the player in order to trigger those spells. So I have to pick on whoever the weakest link is, and unfortunately, that doesn't leave them a lot of options. You can choose which one to block.
3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
Block the one that gives the extra turn.
That is the one. That is the one I am indeed blocking. For once, I will not have to trade creatures. That feels great. I will eat 6. I will go down to 2.
Oh.
We're playing with fire. That's okay though. Yeah, and yeah, that's it.
Okay,
That's all I got.
so I'm going to lose the Temporal Extortion. And I will also make each person take one damage.
Down to
I'm
27.
down to 1.
Now I will, I'm going to order things to where the card that's being doubled is the Light Up the Stage,
Makes sense.
because there's only 1 extra card here. So
Oof. I think you're dead. You're
the
out.
Siphon Mind will only happen the 1 time. So everybody discard, I'll draw. So I think that's 2.
Yeah, I will discard
I
a
will.
Sphere of Safety.
I will discard just a Seeds of Renewal. I wasn't
I
going
will
to
make
get any more
everybody-
blockers later.
Take another one.
I'll make everybody take another 1.
Right, down to 26.
I will
Down to nothing.
show the first Light Up the Stage. The copy doesn't actually trigger the chemist.
Oh, yeah, because it's just on cast. Okay.
Yeah. So then I will get 2 more copies of the Light Up the Stage. It'll be fun.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Then I'll
This
cast
will get
Music's
exiled.
Mastery.
I think I'm actually probably dead, so I think you guys are probably okay. I will get a couple of triggers for the Sentinel Tower. I'll do 2. My second one will go towards the shark.
Okay.
Finish
And
off the 3/3.
yeah, so it's 1 damage, right?
It's 2 damage. It's,
Oh,
Okay, so that completely kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then I have a 3 damage and a 4 damage. The 3 damage will go to, I guess, one of the 2/2s,
Fair enough.
and the 4
for it.
damage will go to the flying shark. And then I will pass with 2 blockers and no open mana.
Now's
I
your
accept my
chance,
doom.
Dylan.
All untap with a tummy ache.
I'm gonna be real sad if the first time I draw a vote card, it's already down to 2 people.
I'm not sure how, but this blood crypt that I shocked in earlier ended up in my hand. So
Oh. Huh.
I don't know how that happened. I'm sorry.
Well, no, you're good. We're gonna tap for 4. 1 black. We'll cast a Defiled Crypt. Hey, we didn't know that was there. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 2/2 black horror enchantment creature token. This triggers only once each turn. This will create another shock. And then I will pay 1 black to unlock the next door. When you unlock this door, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Notably, the Nightmare Shepherd.
And you've got 1 free cast, right?
Yeah,
free.
Well, with life like this, I will free cast Archetype of Imagination, taking 6. So creatures you control have flying. Creatures your opponents control lose flying and can't have or gain flying. And then I forgot, when I pulled the Nightmare Shepherd out, I get a horror creature token that is a 2/2. Notably, the archetype of Imagination is a 6/6, or creates a 6/6 shark. I'm trying to find.
Shark Typhoon triggers off of non-creature spells.
Oh, that's right. It is not just enchantments. Correct.
It is the control finisher, not the mono blue aggro finisher.
Yeah, I took it out of the deck originally because I was like, I don't know if I like the synergies with the amount of enchantment creatures, it's still
That's
fine. But I think I will send a 4/4 Deku tree at Nerd Girl. Yeah, okay. That's all I got. Pass.
Okay, let's see if I can find anything fun and exciting. So I'm gonna tap 2. Gonna play Lightning Greaves.
Not suspicious at all. Oh yeah, that's what I was like. Do you got anything left?
I'm gonna put the Greaves on my tree folk. Shoes for the tree.
That's fair. Shooting people for 4 is kind of makes the tree folk tough.
Lightning Greaves, baby. You know who's not getting shot by that tower? My tree folk. You know who's not doing anything impactful to this game? Me.
Or the tree folk.
Or the tree folk. But he's not going anywhere.
With the Temporal Extortion gone, I almost feel like it behooves me not to just keep swinging on Nerd Girl. Especially with all of the things you're putting out, Dylan.
I don't. That's none of your business.
It's all of my business right now. I have no other business. So I'm gonna send a 5/5 tree folk your way, Dylan, and I will pay the 2.
Why? Why did I do that? Yeah. We had like an obvious like arch enemy this whole game, and I'm like, but Dylan's a little bit scary right now.
Yeah, I should.
I don't know why I'm asking you. Like, you can tell me what I was thinking. I can't tell me what I was thinking.
If that's how it'll be, I'll take the 5 and retaliate.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean that's fair.
Down to 27.
Take it away, Nerd Girl.
Sorry, I was muted. At the end step, I made everybody take 1.
Oh, okay. That is relevant.
Sorry about that.
No, you're okay.
25.
26.
All right. Let's see about making... I'll play this land from the light up stage from the previous turn. And I gotta make someone squishy so I can get in with some spells. So I'm gonna pay 2. I'm gonna play a Cathartic Reunion. I get to discard an additional spell. I have to discard 2 cards, and then I will draw 3. And I'll have the 1 damage be dealt to the Farhaven.
Goodbye, Farhaven Elf.
I'll discard 2 lands and draw 3. What is the scariest thing? I think it's the flying guy over there, huh?
Yeah, the archetype of imagination giving everything flying is rough.
I think you're imagining it.
I get it.
Gaslight Girl boss.
So I'm going to cast Bedevil. I'm going to kill the Arclight.
I will tap 1 and make you an offer you can't refuse. So I'll counter target non-creature spell.
Then the 2 damage from the tower will be targeting the Arclight.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd rather the 2 damage doesn't go somewhere else and kind of get me twice. You get 2 treasure tokens. Yeah.
I get 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
This goes. The artifact is what we goes back.
Keeps coming back to the tower.
It being able to shoot the board, because inevitably the board presence for me is working at 2/2 horrors that are flyers and sharks that are flyers
of various sizes.
We could do this. Didn't destroy the artifact.
We just keep getting shot.
And at some point, I almost wonder if I had taken that out. I mean, Stormkill would be a big body, yes.
But we're already dealing with a bunch of bodies on board. Like,
what's one more?
Exactly.
Oh, that's convenient.
I will create a 1/1 shark off of that, though. So, really winning over here.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Cathartic Pyre to deal 3 damage to one of your 2/2s.
Yep.
And then I'll have the 3 damage from the tower deal 3 damage to your other 2/2.
Fair enough.
Whew. Do you regret your choices, Mask?
Yes, I do regret that decision.
No.
We could have had something.
We could have. You were very scary.
I'm missing all of my Thermo Alchemist triggers, so I'm going to make you guys take at least the last one. And then I'll do another one, and I'm going to cast Praetor's Grasp. I get to search my library for a card, shuffle it, exile it face down, and then I can play that. What the heck am I doing here? Oh no, this is the one I don't play on spell table. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say.
Can I cycle this away?
Sure, I don't.
Yeah.
Ignore this.
Yeah.
I don't want to search anybody's library on spell table. That's annoying. So I'm gonna draw something else instead. Okay, deal. So instead, I will cast Gamble. I get to search my library for.
There we go.
You traded up, yeah.
And then, well, I only have 3 cards. So this will be 4, so it's a 25% chance it goes away.
That's fair.
Yeah, but it's like a 50% chance you want it in the graveyard anyway.
Yeah,
That's you know what?
You're not
That's the biggest truth.
and this will be 4 damage, so I will get the 2/4.
Ouch. Arrestor will go away.
All right, so Gamble will resolve, and we get to get rid of a random card. All right, Dylan, you do the honors. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oof. Okay. You know what? Let's go with 3.
It's my Wayfarer's Bauble.
Wow. It's not ammunition? Question mark.
This is all tapped a little funky, but that's totally fine. I'll use 2 mana. I'm going to cast my double cast.
Oh, yeah.
So the next spell I cast, which will be one of these things, everybody take 1, will be doubled. And my Sentinel Tower will deal 5 damage to your 5/5 shark. Thermo Alchemist is going to make everybody take another 1.
Down to 22.
Holy.
And I'll come in everything to mask.
Yeah, I have no remaining blockers, so I will take 9 down to 13.
Which will put 2 triggers on the stack for casting, which will allow me to do an additional 2 damage with a Thermo Alchemist. Well, let's just say 1 damage because I'll leave them untapped.
Cool. Down to 12.
All right. I'll trigger the light up the stage, and then if you guys have anything to discard with a Siphon Mind.
Definitely.
My hands are
I
blank.
have 1 card.
All right. I will get to draw 1 for that. And these 2 things will go away on my end step. And I'm going to go ahead and just play the Spellwar Stone and pass the turn.
The draw of a
Did that a little
lifetime
out of
right now.
order. Sorry, it's getting a little sloppy over here.
All good. It's a busy board state. Is it board wipe, Dylan? Did you find it?
No, this is just for me. I'll Miracle out a Metamorphosis Fanatic. So when he enters...
You don't have your commander out right now, I don't think.
No, Miracle's just on.
Oh, it
on
just has
him
Miracle.
himself.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Love that for him.
So, I mean, it's super not the most helpful thing in the world. But I will put out the Archetype of Imagination again, and it comes in with a lifelink counter.
Metamorphosis Fanatic is great
Incredible, even.
if things weren't at gunpoint
Constantly.
all the time.
So much.
Specifically, which I don't have a good way to represent yet, Infinite Tokens are in the mail. He is a 4/4 with lifelink, and then Archetype's a 3/2. Now that is a creature spell, so no shocks. I will create another enchantment creature though, because something left my graveyard. Great. I have. We're just gonna do it. I'm gonna send a 4/4, a 2/2, and a 1/1 shark. Notably, these are both flyers, and the 4/4 is super not.
Are they not all flyers because of archetype?
Oh, that's right. It's not. Yes, you are correct. It is all flying. I thought it was enchantment creatures. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. So 4, 5, 6, 7 in the air at Nerd Girl.
No blocks. Down to 8.
All you mask.
Woohoo! Yay! Untap. Okay, so this does not innately help, but it does cycle itself. I'm going to tap 2 and cast Born Upon a Wind.
Okay.
I may cast spells this turn as though they had flash, and then I draw a card. That's the relevant part,
Yep.
because I'm really working on low here. I will tap 2, and I will flash in Mirror of Galadriel.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're in a rough spot,
Yeah.
so I'm going to tap 5 And I'm gonna scry 1 and draw a card. We're gonna scry that to the bottom.
Beast within. Beast within.
Would you look at that? A 5-mana card.
Yeah.
So I just added Born Upon the Wind to this deck literally like hours before we played because it's a good card. Yep. It draws you a card and then you're at flash speed for the rest of the turn. So why am I playing it on my turn? One of arguably the best thing I could draw here is like Raise the Palisade to bounce everything.
No.
And if I can do that at instant speed, I can wait for combat and then bounce everything Nerd Girl has built. And instead, I just try to draw another card on my turn and then leave a blocker up because that'll definitely keep me alive.
Now I'm dead if I have no blockers.
I think your blocker might get shot down anyway.
My blocker has Shroud.
That, you know what? When you're
My
right,
blocker
you're right.
gets shot down, I'm much more concerned. So I'm going to just pass with my 5/5.
On your end step, I'll make everybody take a point of damage.
Oh,
Yep, I'll go down to 11.
I'm gonna have nightmares about that phrase.
By casting the Grim Tutor that was exiled with the Light Up stage. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. I'll make everybody take a point of damage as well.
Yep, go down to 10.
Slow and steady.
Okay.
Over here. 20.
And my Sentinel trigger is gonna just go upstairs to Dylan, I guess. You don't have a 1/1, right?
The shark.
Oh yes, yeah. The shark is a 1/1.
Okay, I'll hit the shark. That sounds like a good plan.
Nerd Girl, if you tutor up the card that does 10 damage, but only if the opponent has exactly 10 life right now, I'll remember it forever. And honestly, I'll be very impressed that you put it in this deck.
I don't have it,
Oh.
unfortunately. Okay, I think I just have to do as much damage as I can, and then I'll let you guys kill me. I'll search for this card. Let's pay 1, 2, and 3 for a Gutter Snipe.
Ooh,
Yep.
yeah. I feel like I'm going to be very much dead in a moment here.
I actually, yeah, I'm definitely nervous.
I'm gonna make everybody take a point of damage.
I'll go down to 9, a definitely safe health to be at.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Respectable. It's my lucky number.
Oh, well, would you like to trade?
No, that's not how this works.
All right, and then I'm going to choose to crack my treasure, reanimate 2 spells. We're gonna choose the Howl the Horde and the Bedevil.
Ugh,
Woof.
that will do it.
And then we're gonna say, I think Mask gets to like Kingmake here, because if you block, depending on what spell you block, will determine whether or not I can kill Dylan, I think. But I'm sorry, Mask, you are dead.
No, that's totally reasonable.
Yeah, Mask, we're gonna come in with you for all of the spells. You block 1, that's 9. Yeah, so if you block 1, that's still dead. So I'm gonna hope you block 1 that doesn't suck.
I implore you to block the Bedevil. That seems like the most pertinent one, unless I've missed something.
I mean, that is... If I wasn't about to be dead, I would obviously try to keep the 1 card left in my hand, but I am obviously about to be dead.
Yeah, and I have nothing. So.
Okay, cool.
Top deck
So
tech
Siphon
over
Mine
here.
really doesn't do anything here.
So you're just choosing which deck is cooler, is what you're doing right now.
See, I
Hold
think...
on. This feels...
Now, a lot of people say that if you're the first to swing, you should just choose and you shouldn't roll for it. But I'm essentially choosing between a blue deck and a red deck, and I have a coin for that.
Oh, this feels like a Yu-Gi-Oh episode.
This is a Yu-Gi-Oh episode. Call me Joey Wheeler because I'm about to flip for it. Now, Dylan, you said 9's your lucky number. How lucky are you feeling?
Oh,
Punk,
no.
not at all. Super not.
You're super right. So it's the red deck. So I'm gonna block.
So, not everybody's a fan of a coin flip, and I don't blame them. I didn't like being put in this position. It doesn't feel good to be in that spot. And Nerd Girl puts it great. It's a king-making position because I essentially am choosing, do I give Dylan a shot at winning this?
Yeah.
Or do I just kind of ship the game away? But giving Dylan a shot at winning this is kind of feels like a spite play against Nerd Girl because blocking a removal spell doesn't change the math on me dying.
Let me paint a picture. Broad brushstrokes. 2 of us left, teammates, trying to figure out how to get through this. Attacks me with a tree.
Yeah.
Which, attacking a different direction, maybe would have changed something.
Very possibly.
And then just after this match of us all hand in hand, arm in arm, chums, decides, nah, friendship for the birds.
Wait, we didn't call who wins and loses. Is red good or bad for me?
Red is bad for you because this was choosing which deck was cooler, right?
No, okay.
So
okay.
I will block the newly reanimated one that is not the Bedevil.
The copy spell?
Yeah, I'll block the copy spell and go gently off to my death.
Are you sure you don't want to block the Siphon Mind? That sounds way better.
No, I want to see you do this with a little bit of adversity.
I think I am dead, but that is still quite reasonable. I'll take that.
If I could top deck a treasure cruise, I think I'm sitting pretty. But other than that, I have no outs.
Trying to walk through what I cast this turn. I did the Grim Tutor, and this was on top, but I didn't cast the double cast this turn, right?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Double cast.
I did Grim Tutor, Snipe, and 2 spells. Yeah, great. So I was trying to figure out what number my Sentinel Tower was on. So the Sentinel Tower has hit for 1 so far. Okay, so you're blocking the Howl, which will die and get exiled. And you're gonna take 9. And I will put 3 copies of things on the stack, which means everybody will take 2. I'll leave him untapped. And you're gonna take an additional 2, 4, 6 from the Gutter Snipe.
I don't know what all this business is about you losing.
Well, I think I'm tapped out, so this is it. The Sentinel Tower can't kill you. So now the Sentinel Tower has a trigger of 2, 3, and 4, and I have to hope that is enough to save me, but I don't think it is.
You could shoot.
I feel so betrayed.
It's great that I can parse how to make this. It's not my win. I died, and I really should have shut up at this point. In no world do I doubt Nerd Girl would have found the line. In this world, do I doubt I should have been talking? Let your opponents play the game when you're done.
I need to kill the flying thing, right? Like, how big is his butt?
2. And then that, I think, might save you. So he's
shoot
3,
that, a horror, and the 4/4 life
and
linker,
the life linker.
and then you'd still have a Bedevil to cast.
Well, the Bedevil's. I do have a Bedevil. You didn't block it. Yeah. Okay.
You won the coin flip.
So then, I'll do 2 damage to the flyer with the Sentinel Tower.
Sure.
3 damage to that thing. Sure.
Okay.
And then is your other guy a 4/4? Or is he a 5/5?
He's a 4/4.
So 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So he'll do the 4 from the Sentinel Tower.
Okay.
And then your other 4/4 will eat the Bedevil. And then, do you have anything for Siphon Mine?
No, God, no. No.
Okay, so I draw no cards, but I do get to exile 2 with the Light Up the Stage. It is a Blightning and a Blood for the Blood God.
Blood for the Blood God.
And then I will pass the turn with 3 blockers.
You could do the funniest thing right now if you had skulls for the Skull Throne.
Well, what I really wanted to kill him with, but I was just short, is I've got Tendrils of Agony.
Oh.
So I was short on mana.
Okay, I will tap 1 for an Authority of Consoles.
Would have been super cool a while ago.
You're not telling me something I don't already know. Creatures your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. When a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you gain a life. Shock. I could cast Aminatu, but to what end? I don't have a hand, so there's no point in not. Get in there, young child that is supposed to have immense power. Pass.
Take a point of damage. And how much do I have to pay to attack you? Is it still just 2?
2 per, yeah. Right now I do. I have a feeling that might change.
Losing that sphere of safety must have sucked. You lost that real early.
Well, I discarded it because I needed creatures. Because really, the only way out of this was attacking. So.
Yeah.
And with the pinging, I was like, I doubt I die to attacks, and if I do, it's like I was gonna get pinged a turn later to death. So.
For sure.
Take 1 point of damage.
Gross.
And then I'm going to cast Tendrils of Agony. So you'll lose 2, I'll gain 2, and you'll take 2 from Gutter Snipe. So you take 4.
Yeah, that's a thing that happened.
And he will untap. I am going to play a land for turn. I guess I should have just done that beforehand. And the 1 damage off the Sentinel Tower will hit your shark. 2. I play land for turn 2, 4, 6, 8. So I can attack you with 3 spells.
Do they enter tapped? Like when
Well,
they
no,
reanimate?
just the spells I already have.
Oh, yes. 3 spells. Yeah. Okay. I thought talking more.
So if you block 2 of them, then you would take 3, and then you would take the 1 from the Gutter Snipe.
3, 4. And
So I'll pay 8 to attack with the 3 instance that I have.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, a lot of things that could have happened in the game didn't. Commanders didn't do the things the commanders want to do more often than not. Yeah. With the exception of Magar. Magar did lots of things. And you know what? Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for Magar. I wouldn't say it wasn't a fun game, though.
No, it was fun. In hindsight, two takeaways. I've since changed Aminatu a little bit. You know, looking back, I don't really regret any of the choices I made. The only problem I was ever consistently put into is I need to make more things go away faster. And it's always hard when it's when somebody races ahead really fast and everyone else is still playing catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
Looking back, it's also really difficult to have to make the choices I think we had to make really early of like, we have a creature or they get an extra turn spell, so we have to block, and not being able to mitigate that super well, which is the reason like Aleks never kept a creature. Just couldn't reliably, and realistically, when the elves came out and there were multiple elves, those elves could have been stretched a little thinner, but that it still is the consistent same problem over and over.
Yeah. Elves are a resource. Use them wisely.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of the better showings with my Magar deck. As much as I love it, it honestly doesn't tend to perform that well. 1 board clear and this would have been a drastically different game. But I'm really glad that Magar got to do its thing and show it off to all of you, because it's one of my favorite decks and I'm really proud of it. You guys can find me at MTG Nerd Girl on all platforms. You can also check out my Commander show here on YouTube called Decked Out EDH. Thanks for having me.